What's up, y'all? This is the follow-up on UFC on Fuel TV, Ellenberger Sanchez. We'll start with Brookins. I think I picked Brookins to win a 3-round snooze fest, and though I was right to pick Brookins, he won by spectacular fashion. He knocked out what's-his-face in the first round. It's not even worth remembering his name because it doesn't really matter, but Brookins, yeah, knocked him out in the first round. Looked great. Really been working on his stand-up, it looked like. He's always had his ground game. And if he can incorporate his stand-up in with his ground game, he might be a force to be reckoned with. I always liked Brookins. You know, I had my doubts because after watching him, his last fight, I was like, this guy's not going to be shit. But, yeah, he looked great. I'm not sure if he got knocked out of the night. I'm assuming he did because he was on the undercard and they showed the replay during the event. Brookins looked good. He looked good. He impressed me. I can't wait to watch his next fight. Next, Dillashaw. Now I picked him to win by spectacular fashion, and it turns out he won the 3-round decision. Finally gets his first win in the UFC. To me, he showed no killer instinct. He took the guy down at will. Took him down whenever he wanted. He had his back so many times. I don't know, a good 4 or 5 times for like 2 minutes at a time, and he couldn't choke him out. He couldn't put him away, which surprises me because, you know, like I said in my previous post, he comes out of Team Alpha Male, and they finish fights. They finish fights. And for Dillashaw to have his back as long as he did, as many times as he did, and to not be able to put the guy away, it took away from his performance. And the performance was good. Good performance. He came out, nice young prospect. You talked about, highly regarded in the MMA world by Uriah, and all that shit. Could have put him away though. He won a decision. All right, the guy was a lot bigger. It's huge. Tall, lankier fighter. Physically just a lot bigger. So you can say that. Well, you fought a guy that was a lot bigger, but that's whatever, man. Whatever. You should have put him away. Didn't impress me too much. I keep hearing the hype about Dillashaw, but I don't ever see him being an elite fighter. We need fighters like him in the UFC because you still need your 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th ranked contenders because you need somebody for the real fighters to beat up on, and that's what I see Dillashaw being. I don't ever see him being the guy that they talk about him being. You know what I mean? Nonetheless, Dillashaw won. 3-round decision. Couldn't put him away. Whippy. Aaron Simpson and Marquez. I picked Marquez to knock him out in the second round, I believe. And though, yeah, Marquez did win, Simpson kind of got robbed, I had Simpson, I believe, was it winning the first 2 rounds? Or the first and the third round? But I definitely gave 2 rounds to Simpson and 1 to Marquez. When they announced the split decision, well, I was glad that I got my prediction right, but I was sad for Aaron Simpson. I think Aaron Simpson got robbed. He fought a great fight. He deserved the win. He didn't. Marquez won. I'm still excited to see Marquez fight because I've seen his previous fights, and like I said, he reminded me of Vitor Belfort. He didn't show it against Aaron Simpson. Not at all. But in his other fights, he did. And his first fight in the UFC. No one ever does well their first fight in the UFC. Maybe that's something to do with it. Nerves. Who knows? Maybe his next fight he'll look a lot better. I hope so. Because he didn't look too good against Aaron. Though Aaron's no slouch. Aaron Simpson's Aaron Simpson. I said in my previous post that if when Marquez won, he was going to put a beating on Simpson throughout 2 rounds. Because to beat Simpson, you got to beat Simpson. You got to fucking beat the man to beat the man, pound him. And Simpson did take punishment. I definitely think he gave out a lot more than he took. And it's a shame, really. But whatever. Marquez won. 3-round decision. Whippy. Split decision. Now, this is the only fight I got wrong on the card. And by the way, let me apologize for saying Ed Herman over and over and over in my last post. I know it's Dave Herman. It's just I was so baked when I was posting that video that I just, you know, I was thinking of the other guy, Ed Herman, and it just like once I said Ed Herman, it kind of started flowing out my mouth. Ed Herman, Ed Herman, Ed Herman. Dave Herman, who usually, you know, he's impressed me in the past. He's looked great in the past. And Stefan Struve, I was never really a big Stefan Struve guy, but you know, he's slowly starting to grow on me. You know, I hope I don't turn into a Stefan Struve fan because the only thing I like about him is saying his name. He looked good. He looked good. He just, it was too much Stefan Struve against Dave Herman. Dave Herman, by the way, is a game fighter. He comes to fight every time. And I predicted that Dave Herman was going to be able to bully Stefan Struve around and eventually beat him. You know, that didn't happen at all. It was the other way around, actually. There was like exchange. Stefan would get the bigger of the exchanges, and he'd rock them, and then eventually, you know, I believe it was the second round. It was just too much Stefan Struve. Did he even make it to the second? It might have been the first round. I don't even know. Stefan Struve just, I know it was a TKO. I know he whooped his ass. Dave Herman will be back, but Dave Herman is what he is. He's never going to be an elite heavyweight contender. He might be gatekeeper status, and that's fine. Like I said before, we need those kind of guys, you know. And Dave Herman, as long as he brings it, I don't care if he wins or loses. As long as he brings it and he puts an exciting fight, and then that's okay. As long as he puts on an exciting fight, win or lose, I'll watch Dave Herman. I liked his beard, though. I think maybe that's what messed him up. He should have maybe shaved his beard and gone babyface. Against Stefan Struve, maybe gotten rid of the pink scarf. I don't know. But whatever he did, it didn't work. Oh well. Stefan Struve. I'd like to watch Stefan Struve take a step up in competition his next fight. I'm thinking maybe a Czech Congo. That would be fun, right? Yeah, anyway. Next fight. Ellenberger and Diego. Little Pepe. Little Pepe surprised me. I thought Ellenberger was going to come in and whoop his ass. I was expecting a big knockout by the hometown boy. It was a good fight. Ellenberger won, you know, obviously. Decision, I think, if it was a 5-round fight, or even a 4-round fight, which there's not, but I'm just saying, Diego would have won. I don't know. I thought all main events were 5-round fights. Dana apparently said from now on, even non-title main event fights will be 5-round fights. Whatever. Let's see if he says it. I think I've heard that before. And then this last card was a 3-round fight. I would have loved to have seen a 5-round fight with Diego and Ellenberger. I think Diego would have won. Ellenberger got the decision. I lost some respect in his win. I was a lot bigger on Ellenberger before watching him fight Diego. Whatever. He was home. Maybe he felt pressure to put on a great show. It could be a lot of things. But Ellenberger won. These kids are playing by the window over there. Yeah, Ellenberger won. Poor Diego. Diego will be back. I don't like this whole, I don't even remember when he changed his nickname from the Nightmare to the Dream. This whole dream thing and the praising God with the cross, and you know, it was kind of stupid. I mean, you know, God bless Jesus and the cross and all that stuff, but to come out like that and the way he did, I started drinking and smoking a lot of weed and I lost my way and I hit rock bottom. Motherfucker, you didn't hit rock bottom. You were never cut by the UFC. They don't cut their Ultimate Fighter winners. So you never hit rock bottom, dog. You can try this reborn shit when you actually get cut. Whatever. I'm not bashing Diego. I like Diego. I think Diego will be back, and he'll be back strong. Never elite, never was elite, and I don't like Diego at welterweight. He needs to go down to lightweight. I thought that the only reason he left lightweight and moved up to welterweight is because he figured out he couldn't beat BJ Penn. Well, you know, BJ Penn ain't the champ no more, and you ain't gonna beat Jorge for the title anytime soon. So you know you have a better shot at taking on Frankie Edgar. So if I was Diego, I'd move back down to lightweight. With his frame, that's probably where he's most comfortable. Yeah. Yeah, overall, I like the card. It was a good card. Yeah, not bad for a Wednesday. Anyway, that's it. And let me just give there's this guy that left some ignorant comments. I believe his name was Wolfgang29. Let me just real quick, Nick Diaz style. Fuck you, Wolfgang. You know, ignorant comments from these fucking trolls do nothing but make me laugh as I'm smoking my bowl reading them. So, if that's what you wanted, if you wanted to get on camera, you know, here it is one more time. Wolfgang, I probably fucked your mother, and you're probably mad at me. Anyway, that's my predictions. I'm going to post another video up soon about the next card. What's the next card? The Japan card? I believe. I got to check it out. But yeah, I believe that's it. So, yeah, check back. And I was 4 for 5 this week. The only one I was wrong on was Stefan Struve, Dave Herman. So if you're a gambler, check back, and I'll give you the winners next time. I promise. We'll try to go perfect next time. All right, take it easy from the MMA Guru.